I'm gonna tell you about the coming of the judgment. Fairly well, fairly well. I'm gonna tell you about the coming of the judgment. Fairly well, fairly well. There's a better day a-comin. Fairly well, fairly well. There's a better day a-comin. Fairly well, fairly well. Ain't that great? A-gettin up morning. Fairly well, fairly well. Ain't that great? A-gettin up morning. Fairly well, fairly well. When you see the lightnin a-flashin. Fairly well, fairly well. When you hear the thunder crashing. Fairly well, fairly well. When you see the stars a-fallin. Fairly well, fairly well. When you hear the chariots calling. Fairly well, fairly well. Ain't that great? A-gettin up morning. Fairly well, fairly well. Ain't that great? A-gettin up morning. Fairly well, fairly well. When you see the lightning flashing, when you hear the thunder crashing, when you see the stars are falling, when you hear the chariots calling. Good news, chariots coming. Good news, chariots coming. So glad, chariots are coming, and I don't wanna be left out.
There's a long white robe in the heavens I know.
Long white robe in the heavens I know. Long white robe in the heavens I know. I say good news, chariots coming. Good news, chariots coming. So glad, chariots are coming, and I don't wanna be left out. Ain't that great? A-gettin up morning. Fairly well, fairly well. Ain't that great? A-gettin up morning. Fairly well, fairly well. Ain't that great? A-gettin up morning. Fairly well, fairly well. Ain't that great? A-gettin up morning. Fairly well, fairly